And here to accept the award for Mr. Jeremy Irons is a theater and film instructor, actor, playwright, director, and the woman whose mother's whereabouts are her own business, Beth Peterson, everyone. Beth. She's been nominated for Best Dressed tonight, too, by the way.
That's right. First of all, I just want to say thank you to the Syndicate and Chris for inviting me and letting me be a part of this very magical night. I'm having a fabulous time. Thank you very much. It's very interesting being up here. It's kind of exciting. I might milk this. I know it's not for me. I have the honor of accepting the Best Actor Award for Jeremy Irons, the very distinguished and elegant Jeremy Irons. As you can see from the clip, oh, it's not there anymore, but as you just saw from the clip, Jeremy Irons is indeed a gentleman. And to portray Klaus von Bülow, an idiosyncratic aristocrat with a deadly secret, the production team of Reversal of Fortune needed a gentleman. But with Jeremy Irons, they not only found a gentleman, but a consummate actor. And with an event such as this, the 2020 Awards, which we are all attending tonight, I would assume that the main purpose would be to correct any injustice, to right any wrongs that have occurred decades ago. And with that in mind, I imagine that the assumption would be that to win a second victory would be the exception rather than the rule, and it seems that that has been the case tonight. And the reason that I say this is that in all of our years of watching and analyzing the Academy Awards, it has become common knowledge, as I'm sure you would all agree, that oftentimes a recipient is given an Oscar not for the role that they portrayed that year, but rather for a body of work. That usually happens late in an actor's life when they've been passed over, say, for some of their best work. A Mercy Oscar is awarded, as it were. And it is also not uncommon, as we have seen very distinctly this year, in that nominees are often reflected by current popular A-list trends, who's hot now, and who's campaigned for the award. And it is in the hope of looking back at the films that we are doing so with a fresh viewpoint, that the sentimentality and popularity would no longer be a factor. So, what does this mean that Jeremy Irons has won once again? Could it be that 20 years ago the Academy Award Committee got it right? Or are we simply wishing to honor him for his portrayal in Dead Ringers because we are a new Academy ourselves and we've only done this for 2 years, so we aren't able to give him the award. Perhaps if we do the 40-40, we'll know for sure. But so that begs the question, what is iconic about this performance? What are the characteristics of Jeremy Irons' portrayal of Klaus von Bülow that enables it to stand the test of time? And I think to truly understand the significance of this achievement of his, we need to look at his performance in comparison to his fellow nominees. What makes this understated, controlled portrayal stand out among some of the more flashy and flamboyant competition? In Reversal of Fortune, we don't see Jeremy Irons have his fingers chopped off. We don't see him kill mobsters and stick them in the trunk of the car. We don't see him duel cavaliers and woo women through a handsome surrogate. And we don't see him cut hair with fancy scissor hands. But still, he was chosen Best Actor for this role, and not only in 1991, but also again tonight. Again, I ask, why? This is not a showy performance. There are no big Oscar moments. Jeremy Irons as Klaus does not murder anyone that we know of, or if he did, we don't see it on screen. And even though he's accused of murder, the alleged murder weapon is not a sword or a handgun or even razor-sharp fingers, no. The alleged weapon is a syringe, not a typical weapon of choice for a screen killer. We do see Klaus run from the police, although he is accused. He does not die a dramatic death. He does not make a grand declaration of love. In fact, he doesn't even break a sweat. But it is in the subtlety and simplicity that Jeremy Irons has crafted a performance that has captivated audiences for decades. And I believe it is the ordinary that gives this actor his greatest challenge. The film is told in a series of flashbacks, with each flashback being told from a different character's point of view. And the challenge that Jeremy Irons must face when dealing with this Rashomon of story is that he is, in essence, must play a different persona in each version of the truth. And this is no easy task when the playing field is limited. Jeremy Irons was playing Klaus von Bülow, a man who was partially on trial because he showed little emotion over his wife's current condition. But not only was he playing a man of little emotion, he also had to play this taciturn nature in a variety of ways. No easy task. Creating multiple versions of a man who does not wear his heart on his sleeve takes the most skilled and deliberate approach. And in less adept hands, it could have become a caricature, or more painfully, a bore. But Jeremy was able to stay true to the heart of the character, even when clearly representing differing perspectives and memories. The nuances he was able to create to distinguish each version were clear enough to guide the viewer through many twists and turns and questions of the prosecution, helping to create the requisite suspense and shadow of a doubt. And though we were left guessing at the end, one thing was always clear, that with Jeremy Irons, he approached the role with precision and grace. Nicholas Kazan, who was the producer and screenwriter of the film, states that Jeremy Irons was able to balance his portrayal of Klaus von Bülow with compassion and dignity, and yet still show him as a stuffy fool. It was these qualities that made you doubt him, love him, and fear him. And without his performance, the storytelling would not have been the same. The director, Barbette Schroeder, tells the story about how he and Nicholas Kazan approached Jeremy Irons to play this role. They had scheduled a reading with Glenn Close and Ron Silver, Irons' co-stars in the film, and they were already committed. Jeremy, however, said that he would do the reading, but he couldn't see himself in the role. "I'm just not bald," is what he said. And he went on to say that he knew how the patterns of baldness worked, and he saw his father age, and he saw his family age, and he knew he would never be bald, and he couldn't see himself playing a bald man, but he would do the reading anyway. After the reading, he quite simply and quite appropriately said, "I think I can find a way to play the part." And I think we would all agree he found a way to play the part quite well. Thank you.